Welcome to Boost Battalion. During these episodes, we will discuss everything from funny moments, how to help our kids during their sensory episodes. How are you today?
I'm alright. How are you? Other than tongue-tied.
Yeah, today, it's been a rough couple of weeks. Oh, man. So, it's been a couple of weeks since we've actually been on. We took a week off for the 4th of July. And then we decided to do a whole revamp of how we are doing our episodes and how we do our website. So our whole website is brand new.
Yeah, I'm super excited about that. It looks so pretty.
It's like 100% times better than the last one. I mean, well worth the time spent on getting it done.
Yeah, absolutely.
I couldn't believe it.
I know, we went from like a one-page website to like a 26-page website.
Exactly.
Nuts.
So, like I said, we've been gone for a little while, but we're back at it. And now we have faces to the voices. So,
for those of you that are listening via podcast, we're uploading this and doing it on YouTube as well. So now we're doing audio and video so we can make sure that we get to everyone that wants to hear all about what's going on with Boost Battalion and different ways to help our kids who have sensory needs or, social anxiety problems or socially diverse, things like that. So, yeah, that's what we're doing.
So let's get into this. So the last time you were on the rally point, you talked to the kids about their hygiene and independence.
Yeah, well, it was a couple of weeks ago. But the way we do the rally points is each month is kind of split up into one main category and then each week into 4 subcategories. So since this was July 4th and it was Independence Day, the main category was independence, and the first week that we worked on was hygiene within their independence. So I don't know about all the other parents out there, but our wonderful little Boo and our 16-year-old and our 10-year-olds, they all do not get the importance of hygiene. I mean, I get it. I didn't either as a kid. Not until I was an adult and started, going out places and seeing that it really affected things. So that's why we did a whole lesson or a whole op order, not lesson, on hygiene and how it can help their independence. We talked about their routines. And how important it is to have a routine. Any one of our kids will tell you that it takes 21 days to cement a routine. So doing something for 21 days helps it become natural, more like muscle memory. So they were super excited about that. We watched some videos, sang some songs. It was cute. It was super fun.
There was a lot of dancing going on, which was awesome. Get them out of their shells, get them to move around. Sometimes they can lose focus on what they're doing.
Oh, brain breaks, man. They're so important. Even just for 30 minutes, you still need the brain breaks just to give them time to shake and get in, loose.
Right. So, during the rally point, you had to really explain to some of the kids why it is so important.
Yep. We use videos to do it, like brain pop videos and things like that, because that's what really gets to kids, right? Is the cartoons and the animations and things like that. But it was interesting to see how they reacted. Some of them admitted to, not brushing their teeth or not taking showers as often as they should, which is fine. I mean, they're kids. If they're not getting dirty, then okay, it's all right not to take a shower every single day, especially when they don't have those sweat glands and things yet, right?
Right.
Or if they're going out swimming every day or playing in the sprinkler. I mean, sometimes that's just as good as a bath, especially if you're a busy parent.
Right.
Not saying we've ever used that before.
We have 2 teenagers, and trust me, we're trying to get them on a routine. Showers for them can be difficult. Teenagers, if you have a teenager, you can relate.
Nothing is as important as video games. But that's why we bring that aspect into it. We also, we played charades with the kids on this one. That was absolutely hilarious because some of them didn't know how to play charades, and other ones weren't quite sure how to do taking out the trash. But you know what? They nailed brushing the teeth, and they nailed washing the hair.
I think one of them did pretty good doing the dishes.
Yes.
One of them actually did pretty good doing the dishes. One of them, I think it was trying to take out the trash that actually was like, that's not taking out the trash, but it was so hilarious on what he was doing.
Oh, he was playing games. But he was mimicking games, but was thinking taking out the trash.
Oh yeah, that's right.
that was from our 6 to 8 year old. This was awesome. You know, it's about the hygiene. We didn't just relate to our personal hygiene. Right. It was about hygiene in our surroundings as well. So, you know, routines when picking up our rooms or helping with our chores around the house. That it makes it a lot easier for them to sing the songs that we watched and that we sang together while they danced. Right. Or to know, you know, it's time to clean my room. The first thing I do is I pick up my clothes, and then I pick up my toys, and then I make my bed. You know, and so that way it goes much faster, and they just go through and they 1, 2, 3 done. It doesn't take near as long as it does in their little kid brains when they want to go, but I really don't want to do this. And then they procrastinate for 3 hours, and then they complain that they don't get to do anything else for 3 hours because they procrastinated.
Right. So what are some tips that we can give them that would help them get their kids into a routine?
You know, it's so hard because every kid is different. 100%. Every kid is different.
Yeah.
Boo, what helped Boo the most is having a list. If she has a list and something that she can check off, like visibly check off, that makes a huge difference for her. For G-Man, I think his biggest one was having someone to do it with. Like, he really wants you to model the exact behavior that you're looking for him to be able to get it right. But of course, he also calls himself our best kid because he never gets in trouble. Or at least he thinks.
So he gets in trouble. But he ends up beating himself up more than any kind of punishment we could give him.
That's true. It's very true.
You just have to laugh sometimes.
Yeah. And then for our oldest, Jay, you know, we're still figuring out what works for him. But I think what's most important if you want your kid to get into a routine is to try different aspects and try them for a week. That's what we figured out. If in a week nothing is sticking, then you have to reassess what's going on and you have to figure out a new plan. So if they're just absolutely positively not doing any chores at all, and it's always a constant fight, remember, for one, for any of our kids out there that are special needs, they're not always the fits that we throw aren't always related to special needs, right? So as parents, we know that best. We figured that out the hard way with Boo quite a bit.
Yeah, we did.
But, you know, if you're bringing it to them in a way that makes sense to them, then that's your first step. And then you start with a list. If that's what you want to do, then you write it all down in words that they can understand given their age level and their comprehension level. And then you say, for 1 week, we're going to do this. And then you start there. You can even add in a small reward, right? A lot of people use sticker charts, or they use money, or they use candy. There's a lot of different options out there.
Right.
And sometimes for some kids, it's as simple as, you know, we'll play a game together, or we'll go to the park, or we'll go to the pool, whatever, right? Mm-hmm. And so you give them just that little bit of reward, and then you see, does that stick? Because, like, we've used an allowance before we put in the routines and things like that, and it did nothing. No. We told them we give you $10 a week, just doing one chore and doing it right every single week, and they all knew what it was, but it still never clicked for them.
Right.
So you just have to test many ideas, and I know that as a parent it's difficult, and as a parent we just want to be like, fine, done, we'll do it ourselves. But that doesn't teach our kids anything, right? When you're teaching them about chores, you're teaching them routines, you're teaching them patience, you're teaching them cleanliness. You're teaching them so much by yourself being patient and giving them different options. We have to adapt, and then we succeed, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what this is all about. I would try the list. I would try the modeling behavior. I would try allowances. And like I said, juggle between them. Try one for a week. Doesn't stick? Try something else. But don't give up, because the moment that you give up is the moment your kid learns to give up. And that's what you don't want, because you want them to take these behaviors and these actions that you're teaching them now,
right,
and show up later on in life as adults or in college or whatever, high school, whatever age that they're going to be in at the appropriate time.
So I've also seen too, some kids actually won't even respond, not really respond. They don't really care about if they get things. It's not actually, some kids, it's not even that important. Not a huge number of kids, but some just actually like, the praise, like high five all the time,
Mm-hmm.
or, fist bump or secret handshake.
Yes.
You get like the 25 different Curry handshakes.
All right, sorry, you made me laugh too
Go
much.
Warriors.
What was your question?
No, the thing is that you don't always, like, sometimes kids don't, they don't really want the candy, or they don't want the money.
Right, they something.
Just want, like, praise.
Right, praise or a little bit of affection, yeah.
Right. So I think that's one way you can go with it too, not just offering something to our children.
Oh yeah, and we've talked about it before on the podcast, is if you're using the modeling behavior, right? And so you're in there, say you're cleaning up the table for dinner, right? And you don't necessarily have to do the action. You just have to go and say, okay, now we're going to pick up all these dishes that are on the table. We're going to put them in the sink. And you can do one and then say, all right, now you do it, and turn it, almost gamify it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that right there is more enjoyment towards them and cements more in their brain than you just saying, go clean the table, and not giving them anything to go off of.
Right.
And then during that, you give the high fives, and you really bring out the ability for them to have that self-confidence, because they're like, hey, I put the dishes in the sink, right? I can do this. Oh, now I've got to lay out the plates. All right, let me think about this. How do I lay out the plates? They'll know to ask questions or whatnot, from whoever's doing it with them. But it'll grow with them, and it'll grow their self-confidence, and it'll make it easier for the rewards, because all they're looking for is that great little mom and dad, sister, whoever's doing it, saying, that's a great job, good job. Like, the differences in the kids that we have in Booze Battalion from when they're hearing that somebody else does a good job to when they hear that they did a good job,
mm-hmm.
is huge. They get so excited just from the words, you did, that's great, good job. And it's so cute.
So a lot of these things that the ideas that we're giving out are stuff that we've done ourselves throughout the years, especially with Boo being on the spectrum. We've been able to, over the years, figure out different ways to help her out. And it's actually transitioned over to both of our other two kids. So, and it's helped out tremendously on both of them.
Right.
So, like I said, they're just our ideas. If you have your own, that is great. You can also, if you have any tips that you want to give us too, what's the website they can go to? Or not the website, the email?
support@boosbattalion.com.
support@boosbattalion.com. And you can email us with questions, comments, tips. Like I said, you can let us know ways that you have done it yourself to help your children get in a routine, different hygiene tips, whatever it is. So hopefully you can meet us next time as we continue to explore and discuss the issues we face today as a family and friends of social anxious kiddos.